Wish I could wipe back around when I'm wrong. Oh, there's nothing I can do but carry on.
Mel Parsons is carrying on with her fifth studio album, Slow Burn. Based in Christchurch, Mel has been waiting out the pandemic to release this latest collection of songs and then hit the road. So, give me a little of the details. Where did you record it and when? I know one of the songs kind of goes back to at least a year ago, so I get the feeling.
Yeah, well, the first song came out, exactly about a year ago. And we recorded it here in Christchurch at Loho.
Right.
It was produced by Josh Logan, who also plays guitars and piano, and bits and pieces on the record. My cousin Jed's in there playing drums. My bass player Aaron Stewart, who's been playing with me for 100 years.
Yep.
So we kind of just went in. No one had heard any of the songs before we got into the session, and I mean, at the risk of starting off with some cliches, it was very kind of organic process.
Right.
We just play, we just sort of produced the songs as they kind of came out and as they sounded best,
Yep. So it must have been a very different process than the previous album where you worked with Mitchell Froome,
It was quite different. Yeah. But there was a lot of I mean, Josh and I worked on the songs beforehand, but it was a lot fresher, I think, than previous records. Like the Drylands record, I'd toured the bejesus out of that before.
Right. Yeah.
Before getting into the studio, and I think there's advantages and disadvantages, but it made it just fun and fresh, and it's great to be finally releasing the whole thing and getting to tour it. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Excellent. Yeah, because you're going to be up here at the Hollywood Avondale in the middle of October, aren't you?
Yes. Hollywood, we play on the 15th of October. I mean, you know me, Marty. I love to tour anyway, and obviously the last couple of years have been not that.
Yep, that's for sure.
So it's been a pretty weird time, but so I'm just kind of, it's like normal excitement plus, and also just to have the whole band is just going to be. It just kind of reminds you, like we're rehearsing at the moment, and it's just reminds you what it is that we do, because so much, I think, for artists like me, like, as I'm independent and self-managed, and a lot of my job is actually admin.
Right. And fun times, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And so to be actually playing music with musicians is like, oh yeah, that's cool. This is it. This is why we do all this stuff,
So those weird times over the past couple of years, are those reflected in the songs, you think?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, a lot of it was written. Was a lot of it written beforehand? I can't remember, Marty. My brain is just fried. I mean, some of the songs were definitely written pre-pandemic, but and I don't think I mean, maybe stuff creeps in from what's been happening, but I'm not. I'm a very unconscious writer, I just write what comes out, and that's what it is, and I'll leave it for other people to judge and decide.
Right, because there seems to be a kind of darkness amongst a lot of the lyrics, so of course it's tempting to read into all that stuff, but what do you have to say about that?
Fill your boots. You can you can read in as much or as little as you like. I think that's the beauty, isn't it, of music and lyrics, is, and I think particularly why I am very seldom divulge kind of exactly or what things are about, because I think and that's not that's not being pretentious or whatever. It's because of my own experience in listening to other people's music, and I feel like I enjoy music more and I connect with music more when I don't know.
Right.
Like,
right.
I think it's easier for listeners to connect when they don't know explicitly what things are about, you know?
Yep, because they're going to put their own story behind it.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. So I feel like that stuff, if people, you know, people can read into things, and, you know, sometimes there's certain things that I'll talk about or whatever, but generally it's that side of things is just over to the listener, you know?
Yep. So we won't talk about what the songs mean. But I see there's a video for Tired of Being You that looks like it was a fun thing to shoot. Tell me about the
It was a really fun thing to shoot. We shot that's in our house in Littleton.
Well, you're winning the business contest. It looks like your diary's jam-packed of opportunities and ways to better yourself, and you will, yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, that song. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you know, some of the songs are there's no hiding in them. You know, that's pretty blatant. Like that song is kind of it's just a piss take on myself, you know, and it's a you know, artists that you know, we spend a lot of time trying really hard and taking ourselves pretty seriously, and then at the end of the day, like, you know, what the hell, no one cares. Not no one cares in a negative way, but it doesn't matter, like how you're kind of it's just kind of a piss take on that unquenchable sort of thirst and drive for success, you know, or whatever the hell that is, and it's just kind of so it's a bit of a lighthearted take, and I've had a lot of musician friends in particular message me laughing basically about it, and you know, because it's close to home for all of us, you know. The lyrics are like, what, you know, why hasn't that show sold out yet? It's been on sale for days, and just your self-worth is intrinsically linked to the numbers of listeners throughout the day. It's all
and it's probably even worse with streaming and Spotify. No, you can look at that all day long if you want to, right? I've had people up here whose album was coming out that day, and they were just spending the whole time on their phone looking at. Oh my God.
Or you post something and then you're just constantly refreshing your ticketing app, going, you know, why, you know, like it's nasty. It's a terrible kind of an affliction, but it's just, you know, it's a part of our job. I'm not suggesting there's any answer to it or we should stop doing it, but I think that's just kind of one of the funny, you know, when you stand back and be a bit objective about it, it is kind of funny.
Yep. Yeah, it is pretty funny. Now, I did see you on a Come Together show with the Fleetwood Mac, the rumors and all that, and I never put the two in, but Christine McVie and you're made for her songs. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, those Liberty Stage shows are a lot of fun. Like I've done, I think that's maybe the fifth one that I've done, fourth or fifth one. And the Fleetwood Mac one was like you know, for me, that was the kind of the epitome really of you know, the peak, I guess, of just the songs. You know, the songs are every song is brilliant in it, and the shows are such fun because, you know, you've got a few thousand people, you know, you're obviously singing the song, but you've got a few thousand people singing it back at you.
Yep.
And so there's it's pretty easy from that point of view, but that's kind. You know, it's the soundtrack to most of our lives, I think. Yeah.
Now the other you have a tune called Darkness, and there's a guitar thing happening at the end. Sounds very Mark Knopfler-esque.
Yeah. Yeah, that was there's a wee nod in there for sure. That's one of my favorite things actually on the record, is actually that guitar solo in that song. So yeah, thanks for noticing that.
Is that Josh playing that?
It is Josh, yeah.
And did it come naturally for him? Did he have to kind of work on his sound?
No, he's very musical, and that stuff just falls out of him. It's very annoying. Yeah. So that stuff is gonna be really fun but yeah, I guess this album, there's some kind of, I guess, for want of a better description, kind of more rocky-ish stuff on there, like there's all sort of, I don't know, indie rock or something, which is really fun. It's really fun to play. Don't worry, folks, I'm still your folk singer-songwriter, but there's a bit of, just a bit more, there's definitely some more upbeat stuff in there.
Yeah,
just fun.
And you have a tune called Failure, which has got kind of nice twangy feel going on as well.
Sometimes I feel like a failure. Sometimes I feel like I failed you. I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes I feel like a failure.
You can ask me what failure's about.
Okay, what's Failure about?
About being a failure.
How would you know anything about that?
I do. Well, that's very kind of you to say, Marty, but no, that's all I'll say about that. Again, pretty self-explanatory. The lyrics are sometimes I feel like a failure.
Right.
So
right.
yeah.
All right. So you've got a few albums under your belt now. You've been doing this for a while. Do you look at kind of the arc of your career at this point and think about where you've been, where you are now, where you're going?
Not really. Not really. I just generally am kind of in whatever I'm in, and then looking towards the next thing. I mean, yeah, I guess it's quite cool now. The times actually that I notice how long I've been doing it is when I go to write a set list and I'm like, oh, like we just don't have room for anything from that record, so that's probably kind of the only thing that I notice. But I think, I'm probably reasonably present in the current whatever I'm doing currently, and then looking forward, really. Yeah. But it's time just ticks on, doesn't it? And then suddenly you've got a bunch of records, and no, it's good. I do feel good about I don't know, I guess just that I'm still able to do that my career's kind of been my career, Marty, has been a slow burn, if you will.
There you go. I like that.
It's which is fine. I'm actually early on, when in the early days I was kind of had this this great drive and desire, and thinking that I was gonna somehow, I don't know what I was thinking, but like have some commercial radio success and have some hits and stuff, and a few albums ago realizing that it's just not what was I thinking, it's just not the style, and I'm kind of, I feel lucky that my style is it's not in fashion. It's never been in fashion, so it kind of, I feel like it also then it's not at the risk of going out of fashion,
Right. Yep.
Maybe.
I don't
know.
So that makes me think, because I could see that being pertinent to several New Zealand musicians that we all know and love. I was wondering if you guys talk about that amongst yourselves. Do you go call up Marlon or call up Reb or call up somebody and go, hey, what's going on? What do you think
about being in fashion?
About getting airplay and being a pop star and all that stuff? And
I don't think that's nice of you to compare me, put me in a in a box with those guys, who I rate very highly. No, I don't think so. I think, obviously I can only speak for myself, but I feel like we don't really take too much notice of it. We just do what we do, and I think we just feel lucky that we're in a position to have careers doing this, I think that's probably that's probably all there is to it, really. I think for me, I just feel kind of stoked to be that this is like what I what I do in my day job.
Well,
Yeah.
at least it's your day job, and
Yeah.
and you don't have
Yeah,
another
yeah.
one.
Or mostly night job, to be
Yeah,
honest.
mostly night. Fair enough.
I normally work at nights, but yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the show in October. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it'll be great to have you there. It's going to be fun. It's I've never played at the Hollywood, so it
Seems like a perfect fit for you, though. It's kind of nice vibe.
yeah, so it sounds like it. So I'm really excited. It's gonna be good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for talking to me, and
Nice to
good
chat,
luck with the
Marty.
record. All righty.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thank you. Take it easy. See
Bye
ya.
bye.